Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today I just wanted to do a really quick May budget overview. A bit late, I know, it's halfway through the month, but I just wanted to do a spending check-in, and I thought it wouldn't make sense without doing a quick budget overview as well. So myself and my partner, we no longer own our own home. We decided about a year ago that we wanted to sell our house, and we ended up moving back in with my parents due to the fact that a couple of years ago we bought an ex-delivery van and we converted it into a camper van. And once we've been travelling a few times in it, we realised that was kind of what we wanted to do. We wanted to be a bit more free and travel. And we couldn't do that whilst owning our own home. So we made that tricky decision and we sold it. And I think actually it was probably one of the best decisions we've made. It's worked out really well for us. We get on really well with my parents. So far so good. We bought our first house about 4 years ago, and we didn't really have any savings. We didn't have an emergency fund, we didn't have a buffer. We both had credit cards. We had a nice car on finance, which just the finance alone was about £500 a month. So we were spending all of our money pretty much every month. So we had no savings or anything, which is not a good idea. We luckily were okay, but it's not the best situation to be in. So we're much more confident now with our money, and we've managed to build our buffer, you know, some maintenance for the van, etc. We've got an emergency fund. We've invested some of our money, so we're in a really good position now. So I just wanted to do these videos to just keep us going, keep us accountable, make sure we don't slip back into those old ways and habits. So, okay, let's start with, I'll just get a pen in case I need it. So May, we do our money. We put both of our wages, salaries into our joint account, and then it gets divided from there into various savings and obviously expenses, and then our spending money, etc. So I've just put the salaries together because they're combined anyway. So income this month was £5,291.29. We had a refund for something that we bought for our camper van, but we bought the wrong thing, so obviously that got refunded. So I've included that in the total income as it goes back into our maintenance for the van. So total was £5,350.16. So as you can see, obviously our bills are not huge because we live obviously with my parents. So our contribution to the household bills, so electric, we have oil for heating, water, obviously our share of like council tax, internet, things like that, is £500. So a nice round number. Can you see that okay there? I'll just zoom it in a little bit more. Okay, we still have a joint car, so we purchased a car between the four of us, which is not on finance or anything. So the way we share it is we pay for the insurance and my parents pay for the road tax, and then we put fuel in it as and when either of us use it. So car and obviously our van insurance is £109 a month. These ones kind of stay the same unless something changes, like a subscription increases in price or something. The road tax for our van, £29.31. which is considerably better than what we used to pay when we had our camper and our previous car. Life insurance for the both of us is £37. Dog food, we have the pure pet food subscription, so it's £81.99, which I don't think is too bad considering our dog, he's a big dog, he's a golden retriever. He absolutely loves this food, and it's like dried that you add water to it. So it's really good for if we are travelling in our van. We don't need to worry about how we store it. It can just be kept in the cupboard. It's brilliant. Pet insurance, £57.99. I actually increased this when it was renewed in December because we had an incident last year. Thank God we had pet insurance. And I thought we got very close to the max amount that they would cover. So I increased it, doubled it, just to be safe. You just never know. Vet subscription, that's for like the flea and worming and a couple of other things, I can't remember what, but that's £16 a month, which is great. His flea stuff and everything gets delivered as and when it's needed. Canva / Etsy, £15. That just covers obviously the Canva subscription and anything that I list on Etsy that month. I am possibly going to maybe increase this over the next few months just to try and save up to buy Canva for the year rather than paying the monthly, because obviously it's more expensive. Netflix, £5.99. We used to pay £18.99 or something, and we had Disney as well, and obviously we've got Amazon, and I thought this is ridiculous. We're spending so much on subscriptions and we hardly use them. Like I mostly watch YouTube really. So I was going to cancel it, and I had a look on there and saw that you could reduce it to £5.99. You get a couple of adverts, but we've hardly had any so far. And then I cancelled Disney because we never watch it. So I cancelled that. Saved us, I think it was £20 odd a month, maybe even 30. So that's good. Amazon Prime, £11. Spotify, we have the shared one at £16.99. This one here, so Stocks and Shares ISA, £100 a month. When we sold our house, whatever money we sort of made from the sale, we split. We put half into our Stocks and Shares ISA, which is obviously for really long-term investment. Hopefully we can leave it in there till we retire, fingers crossed. And then the other half went into our cash ISA and also some premium bonds, just to kind of make you aware of that one. Phones, we have both paid off our like handset contract, so it's just the SIM card now, so £22 for both of those. Variable expenses, this month dog groomers is £0. I think that's going to be in next payday. Food and household, so that covers our food, anything for the house, and also the like toiletries for both of us, so shampoo, deodorants, all those sort of normal everyday things. 400 is more than enough for both of us. Sorry about my voice, it's 7:30 in the morning on a Saturday, so I might be a bit croaky. Holiday, £500, so we're just paying off a holiday that we're going on with friends in August, so £500 this month, and I believe next month is the last payment, which will be just under 500, and then that will be paid off, which is brilliant. My spending and my partner's spending, we both get £6.50 each, and then we save for our own things. So I save for like my own emergency fund, rainy day, it's my normal day-to-day spending. I'll save for my own holiday spending money, all things like that. We save individually. I'm also saving long term for our wedding, so anything to do with like my hen do, outfits and things for that, spending money, I save out of this £6.50 a month. And then the last thing on there is travel / train. which is for my partner. He has to go into the office twice a week now. £300 seems to be, we seem to be okay with that, which I'm glad, because we did think originally it was going to be more like 400, which you just don't want to be spending that on getting a train. It's silly really, but it's one of those things, there's nothing you can do about it. So 300 for that one. I'm just going to have a sip of tea. Okay. So, and then let's go back to debt. So currently both of our credit cards are on 0, which is really good. I'm really happy with that. Occasionally we may purchase something. I think my partner's card is still 0%, mine is not, but I don't want to change it because it's only got a limit of £8.50, which I think is really good for me personally, because I know if, for whatever reason, if I spent every single penny on there, £850, we can easily cover that and not have to pay any interest or anything, and it would be paid off in full. Whereas so generally the only thing I would put on there would be the fuel for the car. Did I even say that in variable expenses? I don't know, £60 anyway is more than enough, because when we moved we live closer to where I work now, so that's plenty. So savings, like I said, we've got a cash ISA and a wedding fund. Now I've put brackets around these two because they're actually the same thing. So the cash ISA, I've been adding part of what would be going to our wedding into that as well, because it's high interest. It just seemed a good thing to do, and I think going forward I'm going to put the full £950 in the cash ISA now, because we have, I think, about 2,000 in the wedding fund just in our normal like bank account, which I just wanted to leave a bit of a buffer there in case we needed to pay for anything, any deposits. But I think we don't have anything now until there's a bit more due to the photographer in November this year, and then the rest not until the month before we get married, and we get married in August 26, so next year. So I'm gonna, going forward, put the full £950 into the cash ISA to earn some good interest on that. Birthdays, £30 a month. I went through, wrote everyone's birthday down, when it was, the budget for that person, and then worked out from there how much we need to be putting into the birthday space to just keep it rolling over for each month, and £30 I think should work. I say should work. We did just have birthday and Christmas together, but I felt like that was going to get confusing when we get closer towards Christmas, how much we should be spending, etc. So I separated them. So £30 for birthday, and really random number, £42.50 for Christmas. But that's obviously what I worked out should be going in. Buffer, £200. We're trying to build this up. Hopefully this year, by the end of the year, I would like to have about halfway there, so about 1,500, and then our end goal would be to have a buffer of about 3,000, which would cover us for 3 months of essential fixed expenses. It wouldn't cover our variable, but it would cover 3 months of that. So maintenance, which is for the shared car that we have. So that would be for the MOT service, and then any maintenance obviously that needs doing, so like tyres, or in the winter it needed, the heater broke. Typical, it was winter, it was freezing cold and the heater broke, so we had that fixed. So that took actually pretty much all the money we had in the maintenance that we'd built up, so I'm trying to build that back up again. So 140. Holiday spending, I think this is where I worked out, this is obviously what was left over when I did everything else. £118 went in there. This is for when we go away. This is like our spending. I know it sounds really silly. our spending money, that's so obvious. So holiday spending and the travel / holidays pots were together, but I found that we were just spending from it on things that you kind of feel like it's a bit of a waste of money. So I thought if I separate it, we know that the travel and holidays is just for whether it be campsites or actually paying for a holiday. If we want to go, we'd like to start travelling abroad in our camper van, so it would cover the costs getting to wherever we're going. So whether we have to get a ferry or whether it's the fuel cost to drive, etc. And then the actual spending money is what we would use for if we go out for something to eat, or you want to buy a souvenir, that's what that's for. Miscellaneous, £110. We've actually spent quite a bit of this month, which you'll see in the spending sheet. But that's what that's for. That's for all the random things. And then van maintenance, £58.87. So that was the refund for the wrong item that we ordered. Went back in there, and we are going to need every penny for that one, because our van is going into the garage towards the end of this month for some work. Worst case, it needs a new gearbox. Let's just hope that's not the case, because I dread to think how much that would cost. I don't even want to think about it. Hopefully it just needs a bit of taking apart, cleaning, a few things replacing and putting back together, and he'll be as good as new. Fingers crossed. And then home, this month it didn't get anything, but I would like to start adding a little bit in there each month, just to, if we need to put anything towards, because we're living with my parents, we can't expect them to pay for everything. We're living here too, so if we need to put anything towards anything that needs replacing or anything that's broken, then we can do that. So that's everything. That was May's budget. So spending so far, we're doing okay actually. We're halfway through. I say halfway through because obviously it's the 10th today. I get paid on the 25th of each month and my partner on the 28th, I think it is. So we're pretty much halfway. So we've had, where should we start? So we had $9.99 in Argos and $10.99 on Amazon. They were just bits for the house. I think I bought some laminating sheets and a cutter. So they came out of the miscellaneous, I think. £2.10 was a birthday card, so that came out of the birthday space. £7.70 parking. This was unplanned, but came out of the miscellaneous space. This is when, if I can't get a space where I normally park at work, which is free, I have to park in the car park, which is £7.70 for a day, which is, I don't know, maybe some of you might not think that's expensive, but I think that's really expensive considering I don't really have a choice but to pay it because it's where I work. But anyway, 83.38. We went out for dinner with some friends. So this was planned and it came out of the miscellaneous space. And then £3.50 on a small food shop. So they were kind of joint expenses. Food shop, I normally do one big one for a week and then perhaps a small top up if we need like milk or something like that. But because I've been trying to use things from a freezer and we've been out and it's been a bit all over the place, so I've kind of done a few random where I've thought, oh, I didn't get that, I had to nip back to the shop, but we're still in budget, so that's fine. And then myself personally, I spent £25.98 on Etsy for some budgeting stuff. £153.94 was my medication. £12 on Amazon, which was some new leggings for work, which came out of my clothing space, my personal money. £9.95 Estrid, the razor blades. And then here we had we went out for a drink, I think, was that then? With my partner's brother and his girlfriend. And we got back home and it was late. I couldn't be bothered to cook anything, so we got a takeaway. Again, that's what the miscellaneous money is for. £22.50. And then my yearly payment for Natural Cycles of £59.99 came out as well on the 1st. And then the Friday I had the day off and I nipped to B&M to get some compost and soil for some pots in the garden. £15.50. I also bought a new toy for our dog. I have to, I can't help it. He gets a toy every time I go there. I don't go to B&M very often anymore because I end up spending money, not worth it. On the Saturday we filled up the car for the month, £53. So there's £7 left in there, which I'm going to leave in that space and just keep rolling it over, just in case we need it. I did a small, again, little small food shop, £17.55. And then I had my hair done that day as well, which was £50, which was planned, and that came from my own spending money. Now this was Bank Holiday Monday, the 5th, £4.35 on Etsy out of my personal money. That was Wednesday plans. She had a little sale, or she released some new savings challenges, and then she had I think it was 95p postage or something. I just couldn't help myself, so I got a couple of those. And then the next day, £4.20 birthday cards, and then one of them I had to post £1.70 for a first class stamp. Crazy. That came out of the birthday saving space. And then £4 on a food shop. Again, see, little food shops. It's actually so annoying. I much prefer just doing one. I usually go like on a Monday or a Tuesday for the week. Anyway, £10.50 for, what was that for? Oh, some clothes for holiday. My partner, a top for him. So that I just took that out of the holiday spending money because, yeah, I just did. And then £31.70 for a bit of a bigger food shop, but you'll see the day after I clearly forgot quite a few things, so £22.40 again, but we're still in budget, so it's fine. Amazon £15.20. That was for a corner cutter, so I could cut the corners on all of these because they're annoying me. And something else, some whiteboard pens. That's what that was for, which came yesterday, so happy with that. And then quite a big spend, not planned, but it was needed, a new printer. Ours was, well, it didn't really work anymore. So we bought a new one, invested in with the ink tanks, a Canon something, I don't know. I've used it, really like it, so I'm happy with that. £279.99 though. It's a lot of money, but I'm hoping in the long run it'll save me a lot not having to buy the refill cartridges for printers. And then my usual monthly £2.99 Apple iCloud came out of my personal money. And then, I already said about that food shop. And then yesterday when we collected the printer that I'd ordered from Argos, my partner wanted some Pepsi. So £4.75 on some Pepsi. And that is it so far. Today should be a no spend day. So actually we only had, I've had 2 no spend, which is not great. That's not going to work. No spend. But then, to be fair, a lot of these are planned spends and things that we budget for. And even if they're unplanned, we budget the money for these things. So it's fine. It's all good. We're still within our budget. Yeah, and that's everything. Thank you so much for watching and bearing with me, sticking with me on this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe if you'd like to follow this journey. I've only posted a couple of videos so far, but hopefully I'll get into a bit of a routine and we'll do my monthly cash stuff in, some saving challenges, check-ins, joint monthly budget if that's something that people are still interested in. I mean, I may just do it anyway because it's keeping record for ourselves as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.